I want to talk to you about your online presence and how you can leverage your social media, your emails, and your website to generate donations. And I'm going to do that by sharing 4 simple ideas that I've learned that have really helped me and I think are really going to help you. But before I do that, just make sure that you click the subscribe button. And that's simply because every week I'm posting a new video just like this that's really going to help you move forward. So that way that you don't miss out on moving your fundraising forward. It's step by step that you're going to achieve your results. Click the subscribe button and you're going to keep moving forward with your fundraising. And the second thing to do is download, if you haven't already, the 10 commandments to Catholic fundraising. Yes, 10 things that I think every Catholic should be doing, not only because they should, but because they work. So these are 10 things that are proven to move your fundraising forward, less stress, less time running around, and more donations coming to you. So the first recommendation, the first pillar to your online presence is have a positive perspective on the internet, social media, and everything digital. Personally, even though I grew up with this stuff, I used it in a personal function and I didn't really take it seriously for fundraising or helping spread the message of my cause. So I delayed it a long time and because I thought, well, it's too cumbersome, how do I do it? A lot of questions about pretty much I didn't know how to do things, so I just disregarded it. And when I started looking at it from a positive perspective, just like you look at outlets like EWTN, Ascension Press, and multiple Catholic websites and blogs that have really developed over the past 2 years, have been able to spread their message and their story and gain supporters, followers, donors through those mediums. So there is a positive to it. It's not just negative and you don't have to be on it all the time. However, just look at it from a positive light and just saying, yes, this is something that I can use. The second recommendation that I have for you that I've learned is just select what you can handle. You don't have to be on everything. You don't have to be on the things that you really don't know about. But if you're already using an online social platform for yourself, use it as well for your own mission, your own apostolate, whatever that you're doing, use it for yourself and to share your mission. And you can't just post something, once a week or once every 2 weeks and just say, I've got a Facebook page. You've got to develop it. So instead of spreading yourself too thin, focus on that one thing to get you moving forward and just learn how to use it to be sharing your story and getting people's attention. Those are the 2 things that you really want to do. Share your story, get people's attention, and get their trust. The third recommendation that I have is use social and digital platforms that best share your story. So you don't have to pick everything again, but you have to pick the ones that fit best with how you tell your story. I personally have recommendations for ones that you should be using, definitely 2. The first is have a website. You have to have a website. You can't be dependent on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social profile that you're using because they might be gone in a year. And it's very hard to imagine it now because they're so big, but they're not here for the long run. The internet is, and if you've had a website in the past, more than likely you can still access that website. So websites, for the most part, last a whole lot longer and you own that space. Facebook owns its space, and if you're on it, you don't know how they might change things. The question always is, how are they going to change things and how is it going to impact people seeing me? That's always in question. But your own website, you can manage people's traffic coming to it. It's a whole other topic that I'm not going to get into today, but you own it. The second thing is email. Email it looks old school and people think, well, that's not where people are. Well, that is where people are for the simple reason you probably log on to your bank with your email, you log on if you have like a 401k. Anything with finances, you use your email. Anything with bills, you use your email. Anything for work, you use your email. Anything with personal, with friends and family, more than likely you're using your email. What I'm trying to say is email, everybody's using email, and everybody's using it a whole lot more than their social profile. And social is much more just for day-to-day chit-chat. But email is much more intimate. So use email because you want to have an intimate relationship with people so that they can enter more in what you're doing with your charity, your mission, whatever that you're doing. Use email. And the third, select a social platform, one or two, that really fits in how you tell your story. If you tell your story best through images, use Pinterest or Instagram. If you're much more news-based, use Twitter, possibly even LinkedIn. If you have a mix of different things, you can use Facebook. And if you're completely dependent on video, just like this, you can use YouTube. Or another really good way of telling your story is just through audio. And you have SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes. So you have a lot of different options. You have to pick the ones that fit best with your mission. Don't try and fit them all. Find one, two social platforms, and highly recommend email and a website. My last and fourth recommendation is to get your followers to be doing the work for you. So what I mean by that is you don't have to be chasing likes and shares and follows and stuff like that. Get the people that are already interested in you to do it for you. And the way you do that is that if somebody writes a comment on anything, respond to that comment, engage with them. If somebody likes something that you've posted, thank them for the like. Remember, there's always a person between these likes and these shares, and you want to interact with them. And when you do that, what's going to happen is they start liking, sharing, and commenting even more, and you start building a deeper relationship. So you have to understand, the social platforms is all about engagement in the long term, not short term. So you don't want to be trying to push and getting, oh, we're going to get 100, 1,000 likes or 1,000 followers immediately. You have to think of it in the long term. And I'm always reminded of the parable of the talents, where as if you're really good with just a small amount, your master is going to give you a whole lot more. So whether you have 5 followers, 10, or 100, just focus on how do I best engage with the ones that God has given me, and then build those relationships, and then watch those people help you grow and grow and grow. If you enjoyed this video on fundraising, make sure to subscribe. Right over there, it's going to be somewhere. Also, if you just enjoyed the scenic views of Catholicism in France, make sure to subscribe as well. And just follow me along on learning how to fundraise and seeing the beauty of Catholicism in the south of France. Cheers. Santé.